Mm. Da-da-da-ba-ba, 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 da-da-da-ba-ba. Yo, Shalom Israel. Shalom Israel. What's the title? Pro music, no, pro eatery, pro eatery, 600 foot, pro eatery, 600 foot, and also baking that body, baking that body, baking that bread slash body is the title. Got my earphones in. Read it. Hang on. I'm about to set up my rig. I'm about to get my rig set up. Just hang on. You know, always use this. Let me just put this right here. Come in, come in, come in, come in. All right, come in. All right, come in, come in. Okay. Pretty soon. Yeah. So I got some incense from the other night, and what I'm gonna do. Just thinking about. Damn. I'm thinking. Right now, my body doesn't want to stop moving until I find a place to put this. Just bear with me one moment. All right. So yeah, I bought me some incense. Got that burning. this morning. So anyway, I was talking to the air. I was talking to the sky. I was talking to the air, the sky. I was talking to the earth. Um, Manhattan views on the outside looking in. Manhattan views itself like an island, even though we are on land. The land that we walk on are blocks. Oh no, excuse me. Even though we are on land, the land that we walk on are somewhat islands to the crosswalks. They're somewhat peninsulas in itself. Shout out to all of my shout out to all of my shaman out there who are casting out these demons, casting out these devils. Shout out to the prophets. All right. Shout out who are making the body. All right. Yeah, man. Look, my channel is more. My channel is understandably metaphysical. My streaming is metaphysical. Um, so so I'm just gonna bloom. I'm just gonna bloom. I'm just gonna burgeon. Burgeon. It's gonna bloom. It means to bloom. Look up the word. Here with me also. Got my cell phone. It's 11. It's 29. 11 o'clock. It's 29 a.m. 11 o'clock. Let me see if I can go through some news really quickly with y'all. All right. The original plan. I'm gonna laugh a couple of times. So just know that whatever I laugh about is gonna be serious. Because we living in serious times. We're in day 3. Actually, I might just decide to talk about this. Wait a second. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, yo. I may just decide to talk about this shutdown. How it's affecting people. So we're gonna listen to that. This is my channel, y'all. All right. Screenshot me with my channel. All right, pass it out there for all the audiences to listen and to receive, to get food, man. Because every day that we are not prophesying, that's another person that's being told that they got schizophrenia. It's another American 2/3 being told that there's something wrong with you. You got a problem. Then we don't know how to fix it. All right, so this series, this series, which is it's gonna wrap up at some point, but rap isn't important. Rap isn't as important as the gospel. So, we're gonna keep on working. We're gonna keep on working until this work is done. Give you a better view. And that means that the buildings with contracts that are signed will stop being paid. Oh, goodness. That also means that the millions of Section 8 voucher tenants in this country, which is about 120,000 households in New York State, will no longer have their landlords paid, which puts all of them at risk of being evicted this country. My clients have not agreed for their homes to be held hostage for some vanity It's like our demands. Our demands. But this is happening right now. This is already happening. We're looking at shit in real time. We're looking at shit in real time. Double honor to the elder apostles, the GMS, and the elders. And shalom to you, Akim, and Nagwatim and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. Yeah, man, this government shutdown, they saying if it goes past February 1st, then people that have HUD, Section 8, wherever they're living at, any type of housing. Remember who this is going to be affecting, the Americans, any property that they stand in, or even trailers or wherever they stand, they won't receive funding for those, for being housed there. How about that? And some of them won't be, some of those facilities won't be funded to be able to pay for utilities. So there's going to be a lot of suffering, man. So this is the time of Jacob's trouble. We're going into it. The main one's going to suffer is Jake, the Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, and the confusion of faces. Now you have a lot of Edomites that's on food stamps in Section 8, but a lot of them got money, and they taking advantage of the system. Now you have the so-called black woman, the one that walk around with the blonde hair, the red hair, the blue hair, green hair, attitude, flaring up nostrils, talking down to the so-called black man, Negro, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American man. I'll just say the Israelite male. All right, and he take advantage of the system. All right, what they call a big brother watching over, but really, just like when a child is born, when a child is birthed into America, they don't really need the father's signature unless they want to trap him, really. But what they need is the woman's maiden name signed on the birth certificate, and they consider America as the husband, All right, and they sign over the child as an indentured servant, and they find out who the father is. And the woman has the option to put the child on child support. Put the father on child support. Put special privileges, saying who can see him, who can't. And a lot of that has changed now, and they have Section 8, HUD, food stamp program. And this is the workings of how Americans eat. Even men. But looking at the workings of how the average American eats. Man. So now a lot of people are gonna be threatened with homelessness in the middle of winter. Yep. And the Lord said, "Pray that your flight be not in winter, man." Especially up north, where it's below zero at times. Now, yes, it's sorry we're closed, so the government is closed. The government shutdown. They're not funding anything. They're not renewing contracts until Trump gets his wall, until he gets funding for his wall. So, let me get the scripture. It's Isaiah 32:9. And this happened back in during the time when Assyria, took, the northern kingdom of Israel captive, or exiled us, exiled the northern kingdom, and they also, started attacking the southern kingdom of Israel, and ultimately with Nebuchadnezzar, Babylon, all right, invading Jerusalem. Now, but it's a mirror reflection of what's happening today within the daughter of Babylon, America, and the reflection or spiritual Nineveh, which is America.
Now it says, because our women were being wicked back then, and they're being wicked now. During the time of the idols, that's when they were really pushing the idols, establishing the idols upon earth during the time of Syria and Babylon, right? And always going back to Babel, you know. So then you have today, right? The women worshiping these idols, worshiping America, looking down upon the man, worshiping money, right? And they feel free in this society, but all that's about to be taken away, and they're going to be put back in their rightful position, which is under a man, right? And the Lord is going to supply and protect his elect, all right? And that goes along with Isaiah chapter 4. That says Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, you women that are at ease. You know, and a lot of women are at ease in the society. You know, how do you rise up? I'm gonna get that in Isaiah 4 in a minute. It says, rise up, you women that are at ease, right? Wake the hell up. Hear my voice. And who is his voice? The men. He said, my voice is unto the men. All right? The men of Israel, of Yashar'Allah. He is the prince of the Most High power. It says, ye careless daughters. So y'all the daughters of Israel, right? The princesses. You know, give ear unto my speech. You know, pay attention. Because the wisdom is given to the man, and the man going to be watching and warning, you know, and out there teaching. And the women supposed to pay attention and learn in silence so they can hear what the father's trying to say, or is saying, speaking through the men. It says, many days and years shall you be troubled, man. Ye careless women. The careless women, the ones that have no care, that they run around carelessly and folly. That's what this is too, man. The sinful women. You know, if you're repentive and you're in the spirit and you're doing what you're supposed to do, then it's not towards you. You know, this is towards the careless women. It says, for the vintage shall fail. So all their hopes and dreams, investments, future plans, the best of their hopes, the best of their
and let's be honest, a lot.
fail.
Let's be honest. A lot of women are so, you know, because of this economy and because the economy is basically geared towards women. Because one, the women are starting to show that they have more economic say so through the dollar and the purchasing that they decide. So P&D, you know, power and distribution, um, and also just for the simple fact that there's a lot more women on the planet. You know, hardcore is a lot more women on this planet. A lot of women wanna do you know, makeup tutorials online and social media. They want to do all sorts of things.
The gathering shall not come, meaning the harvest, everything that they planted for and invested in.
And it goes back to what I said.
It goes back to what I said. What they're gonna get.
The only
but if you want the reward
entrepreneurs
of the righteous,
in this day and age, because everything else is coming to a halt,
through the spirit of Yahweh
is doing the work of the prophet. Doing what we do, the work of the prophets.
All right. It says, tremble, ye women that are at ease, right? Because there's some hell about to come upon the earth, more than what everybody's been seeing already. When they take Section 8 away, and people don't think it's possible. The food stamps and even the dollar, ultimately, in people's houses. You know, that's when they say, she that is my enemy shall see it, man. All these wicked women that's been shitting on the men of the Lord. Because a lot of men, once you come into the truth, you lose the woman you was with. You know, most likely. Or when you're out there teaching.
And those women
the worst to deal with is the women.
They're gonna be, you know,
Because
They're
they the
gonna be
main ones
dealt
that be
with
spitting on
accordingly.
you and shit, saying you ain't shit and all that. Going off what they taught from their mothers and grandmothers. Right? Now it says, many days, so I can tremble ye women that are at ease, be troubled ye careless ones. What's that? Time of Jacob's trouble, right? Strip you and make you bare, man, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. All right, so they're gonna be brought to a low position, being poor. They shall lament for the teats. It's gonna be it's a third world country now, America. All right, so they're gonna lament, cry out for all the little dainties of America, man, and they're gonna want to go back to Egypt, go back into this captivity. You know, they want to keep America going. They're gonna worship the image, get the chip, or they're gonna repent and turn back to Yahweh Shem Shai. Ultimately, a lot of women gonna find the man of the Lord in that day. Right? And through him, through that
We're still
man,
not here yet.
Yahweh Shem
Still
Shai
not
is
there
gonna
yet.
forgive that woman, take away her
Close.
reproach, her blame.
It's coming closer. You
So it says,
can almost feel that the day is waiting to
they shall
emerge,
lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields,
and it's being
for
forced
the
back
fruit of the
inside.
vine.
It's like a
Right?
baby that's trying to come. It's
Upon
ready,
the land of
like a
my
baby that's saying,
people
"I'm ready to come out the womb,"
shall come up
and the doctor
thorns
is
and
saying, like,
briars.
"No,
Yea, upon
no."
all the house of joy in the joyous city, and that happened in Jerusalem, you know, in Israel. Now it's also about to happen to Israel again. The time of Jacob's trouble, and the spiritual, nothing new under the sun. Right? Isaiah 4:1. It says, "In that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man." Right? 7 just means completion. All right. Or unknown number. You know, a limit, a complete limit. Um, It says whatever, basically whatever completes that man, whatever he feels. So it says, in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, "We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach." All right, reproach means blame and take away their sin. So they'll be forgiven by joining unto a man of the Lord in that day. You know, or even today, but man of the Lord is just trying to do the work right now.
All right, so really quickly, there's so many books in the Bible, and not all of them are extremely long. All right, so today, um, just as a real bonus, through the spirit. Oh, damn it! I lost the book, lost the page. Through the spirit, I wanna really quickly just read Habakkuk, the book of Habakkuk, chapter 1. It says, "The burden which the prophet Habakkuk saw, O Lord, how long shall I cry, and you will not hear? Even cry out to you violence, and you will not save. Why do you show me iniquity and cause me to see trouble? For plundering and violence are before me. There is strife and contention arises." Um, let's keep moving. It says, "Therefore, the law is powerless, and justice never goes forth. For the wicked surround the righteous. Therefore, perverse judgment proceeds. Look among the nations and watch, be utterly astounded, for I will work with you. I will work in your days, which you would not believe, though it were though it were told you, though it were told you." It says, "For indeed I am rising up the Chaldeans, a bitter and hasty nation which marches through the breadth of the earth, to possess dwelling places that are not theirs. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity proceed from themselves. meaning it escapes them. Their horses are also swifter than leopards and more fierce than even wolves. Their chargers charge ahead. Their cavalry comes from afar. They fly as an eagle that hastens to eat. And who are the Chaldeans? Well, um, for the sake for the sake of everything, the Chaldeans are also the Edomites. So they fly as the eagle that hastens to eat. That's a says they all come for violence. They are the wicked. Their faces are set like the east wind. They gather captives like sand. They scoff at kings, and princes are scorned by them. They deride every stronghold, for they heap up earthen mounds and seize it. Then his mind changes and he transgresses. He commits offense, ascribing this power to his God. You are not. You are not. Are you not from everlasting, O Lord, my God, my Holy One? We shall not die, O Lord. You have appointed them for judgment. O Rock, you have marked them for correction. You are pure. You are of purer eyes than to behold evil, and cannot look on wickedness. Why do you look on those who deal treacherously, and hold your tongue when the wicked devours a person more righteous than he? Why do you make men like fish of the sea, like creeping things that have no ruler over them? Since they take up all of them with a hook, says they catch them in their net and gather them in the dragnet. Therefore they rejoice and are glad. Therefore they sacrifice to their net and burn incense to their dragnet. Literally, it says damn, my fucking mouth is really dry. Um, it says to burn incense to their drag net, because by them their share is sumptuous, and their food plentiful. Shall they therefore empty their net and continue to slay nations without pity? I will stand my watch and set myself on the rampart and watch to see what he will say to me and what I will answer when I am corrected. Then the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he may run who reads it. So that's the Lord's advice, saying, if you feel so badly, then why don't you go ahead and make a sign so that way everyone else knows that they're going to suffer just as you are suffering now, just thinking about it. Then the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain on tablets. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it will speak and it will not lie. Though it tarries, wait for it, because it will surely come, and it will not tarry. Behold the proud, his soul is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Indeed, because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, and he does not stay at home, because he enlarges his desire as hell, and he is like death. He cannot be satisfied. He gathers himself all the nations and heaps up for himself all peoples. So, it's as clear as day, who the prophecies are talking about. All right? It's clear as day. It's clear as day who the prophecies are talking about in the scripture. All right? It's clear as day. It's clear as day who the prophecies are talking about in the scriptures. And that was really good reading. Book of Habakkuk. Um, you know. So, I'm still waking up. It's probably, what time is it? It's still quite early, and I'm still trying to get this insurrection. Might look that word up. Let's see what's up. Let's see what else is going on. And the government shutdown. From what I'm hearing, yo, the government shutdown could end because there's absolutely no reason why we're having a government shutdown in the first place. President Trump, President Flamin' Hot Cheetos Trump, he doesn't really seem to at all. I mean, like at all, he doesn't seem to want to restore the government, which is entirely his fault. Um, Michelle, the anti-people pleaser, has told us what this whole government shutdown. Oh, what this whole government shutdown, potentially really is about, and just trying to cover shit up, trying to cover things up how they used to covering it up. R. Kelly's in the news. To be honest, I don't want to talk about R. Kelly, so I don't think I am. But R. Kelly can't be the one to blame. He's just an average normal guy. Don't let R. Kelly be the one to blame. He's just an average normal person. Just like an average normal person has to go to work, do their job. R. Kelly is just living his life as an average normal person. And everything he's doing is normal shit. It's something you shouldn't be surprised about. And got people like Hillary Clinton. I want to say when it comes to rape, when it comes to the issue of rape, that basically there's nothing to be surprised about. Men like women. That's natural. At what age does a man find a woman attractive? That's a weird question, a better question is, a woman is ready to have a family, start a family, or really have a new family. A woman is ready to have a new family at what age? It's when her body begins menstruating. It's because a girl is in school doesn't mean that she's not of age. That's why we have so many teenage pregnancies. However, the single is that when you are in school, by all means, conduct yourself as a aspiring professional. At least you must conduct yourself as an aspiring professional. You can't get pregnant. You can get pregnant, but you can't get knocked up at your job. Just a regular job. I'm having a great time right now. It's hilarious. I'm having a great time. I'm smoking my black. I'm not smiling. I'm not laughing. I'm having a good time. Thinking about this food I'm about to eat. You're really trying to save my food. So then we're going to talk about this E.A.T.E.R.Y, and then we're going to talk about this economy again. You know this my refrigerator? My refrigerator is, look how empty my refrigerator is. Like I said, I just be buying sugar. A couple potatoes. Do me a couple potatoes. You don't want to take a bite of that because that's spoiled. You're supposed to leave your potatoes in water, otherwise It's gonna get really dry. Once it gets dry, the bacteria just comes alive. But me personally, man, no one could. The Arabs got to make my food, man. I go to the deli. I go to the deli where the Arabs make my food. Give me a little can of soda. Give me a little sugar bomb. Little sugar bomb. All right. You think I'm just gonna? You think I'm just gonna be smoking a black and not have nothing to eat? I don't quite get down like that. You know what I mean? No way. No way. Don't quite get down like that. Take a look at my meal. I'm about to be scarfing on that. It's really sad, man. So look. You see me just went into my kitchen. You see me just grab something out the cold ass box. You see me just grab something out the cold box. Look, man, we are Israelites. We are Israelites. We're not black people. Listen. 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 Listen, we are Israelites. We're the Israelites. We're not black people. You know? These small-minded 2/3, they're not gonna listen. They're not gonna listen to a brother with no PhD, no master's degree. They're not gonna listen to me speaking. I mean, they are gonna listen to me speaking because they're afraid of me, but aside from that, aside from fear, they're not listening. They're really not even bothered with listening. You know? So I got a fork in my mouth, and I'm telling these motherfuckers what they gotta know. I'm warning these motherfuckers like, yo, look. You gotta start moving your ass. We gotta eat right. We gotta eat clean food, man. You know? We gotta eat right. We gotta eat clean food. Stop getting those man, Ezekiel. The book of Ezekiel, he broke it down. The prophet Ezekiel broke it down for us. How good we gonna be eating. See, like here in Rome, you can talk about food all day. Here in America, same thing. Here in same thing. 806. It's the most important number of your life. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 1. Shall I begin? I don't know, man. I'm really like I feel really excited. I feel really excited. I feel like I'm having like so much fun right now. I'm having so much fun just sitting here talking with you guys. Kind of reminds me of Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. But unless I have a fork in my mouth, the people are never gonna believe me. Unless I have a fork in my mouth. And when I tell people, yo, look, you Americans, you 2/3 Americans, yeah, the 12 of you, the 13 of you people looking at me in the room. The 13 of you people looking at me in the room with 2/3 Americans. I'm gonna tell you something. tell you just like I'm gonna tell you just like what it is. You know, I'm gonna tell you just like what it is. You gotta stop eating. You gotta stop eating. You gotta stop eating shrimp. You gotta stop eating all these foods. Basically all the Las Vegas foods, the shrimp, the lobster. Like it's like the things that's sanctioned for us. It's like we don't want to touch it. We don't want to touch the grass. We rather eat the lab grown meats. You know, we want to have pig. We want to have cow that supposedly grazes on the grass, but we don't want to eat the grass. And actually, we don't even want to grow grass for the cows to eat, and we still want to continue eating cows. Chapter 1 says, "Now it came to pass in the 13th year of the 4th month, on the 5th day of the month, as I was among the captives by the river Chebar, that the heavens were opened, and I saw visions of God. I saw visions of Elohim on the 5th day of the month, which is in the 5th year of King jo- Jehoiachin's, Joachim's, King Joachim's captivity. The word of the Lord came expressly to Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans by the river Chebar, and the hand of the Lord was upon him there." So, so basically, starting out, the book of Ezekiel starts out with him in captivity, and because I listened to audio recording of the Ezekiel chapter being read. Where's my lighter? I'm over here looking for my lighter. Because I've read the audio chapter, the audio book, and it's like basically we're gonna be eating defiled bread, and flaming hot Cheetos Trump. You know, the other night he has a football team invited over to come and see him for presidential dinner. And what does Donald Trump do? He goes ahead and orders a whole bunch of Big Macs and fries. And I'm looking at this on Facebook now, and I'm looking like, why is it looked like to me at first it appeared as something that was unimportant. It looked like during the government shutdown, and this is something I would expect from Trump, but it looked like during the government shutdown, looked like he was trying to have a staff meeting, and with the staff meeting, being that they weren't getting paid, like the mobster that he is, Donald Trump just said, "Fuck it," I'll carry the bill, and it just goes to show us all as American people, citizens, that we have someone in office who is just completely fucking crazy. It's just completely fucking crazy. Which is why 2020 I'm gonna become president. And actually I did it last night. Yesterday I became president. I became the president yesterday. A couple months ahead of schedule. And the bad news is that I intend to carry out every day of 2019 as president up until 2020, and so on and so forth. even if this government shutdown does not last, forever, it is what it is. I'm the president now. The president has already proven himself to be incompetent president. He's already proven himself of not being worthy to serve this country. And the American people have got to do something. This cell phone in my hand is half of a weapon. It's half of a weapon. My hands are more of a weapon and also less of a weapon. These cell phones are an extension of our nervous system. These cell phones are an extension of our nervous system.
Democrats in the House of Representatives tried to put Republicans on the defensive over the shutdown by holding a vote on a bill that would reopen the government until February 1st.
And the joint resolution is not passed.
Republicans wouldn't bite, and the bill failed. That's not surprising, because as much as it might seem like furloughed government workers are being held hostage for President Trump's border wall, President Trump and his allies are being held hostage too, by hard-right thought leaders who are threatening a revolt if Trump doesn't make the wall happen.
I suspect people think of you and say, here's the kind of bomb-throwing columnist who has been, on the same side as Donald Trump on most of these issues. What people don't know is...
I actually believe it.
Well, you actually believe it. But you've been in contact with the president. You had some influence in the president's immigration policy, right?
He reads my stuff, as everyone should. I've been advising the president, whether on Twitter columns or in private conversations that you're not allowed to know about, since Election Day. I'm like the Good Witch in The Wizard of Oz. You've always had the power, Mr. President. You're the commander-in-chief. Your number one job is defend the borders.
So what happens now? I mean, no one's budging an inch here. Democrats don't seem to want to budge an inch, and the president doesn't either. I mean, we can't have the government shut down forever.
It's very silly for Democrats to hold up funding the government while they're weeping about the federal employees, which with much better benefits, retirement plans, and vacation and sick leave than anyone watching this program has. If they're going to keep weeping about these federal employees, okay, you're holding it up for 0.11% of the federal budget. I mean, at some point, I think people are going to realize that this is just the Democrats. They're obsessing on this wall because they want Trump to break a promise.
Is there a point where it starts to concern you?
No.
That the government is shut down for 2 months?
Well, I mean, possibly. I'm not going. I don't know. But just play this out. Keep it focused on immigration. As long as people are talking about immigration, you are winning, Mr. President.
She's not a government worker.
But whatever happens,
she
just build the wall.
She's not a government worker.
Okay, how does it end?
Same way.
Why is he not doing this the way you want him to do it? How should he do it?
Just working.
How should he get that wall?
Yeah, okay, he screwed up for 2 years and didn't. But
it's not the same thing.
Finally, with 3 seconds on the clock, he's finally throwing the ball. So I'm not going to complain about that. As long as he makes the fight about immigration, he will win. I noticed the polls right after his Oval Office address. For one thing, wow, we didn't hear much about polls after that Oval Office address. And finally, one gets produced, and yeah, most people agreed with him.
You have to give something up, don't you? I mean, it's just the nature of the negotiation.
He's
the
already
Democrats are not going to fold like a house of cards. What do you give up?
Trump has already given up. I mean, I'm sorry that it turns out he's the worst negotiator God ever created, but that's where we are. He needs $20 billion for a wall. He's already only asked for $5.7 billion. Just spend it, and we get the government up and running again.
I thought he was a great negotiator. He was a great businessman.
Turns out that was exaggerated.
You gotta do something. I mean, Democrats are not gonna just say, all right, here's the wall, let's get the TSA guys back.
We'll see what happens. Oh gosh, they'll have to wait a few months before they know fully well they're going to be paid in full. Look, I'm not in favor of this, but previous shutdowns have been much more difficult more Americans dying of drug overdoses every year than died in the entire course of the Vietnam War. And the vast majority of those drugs are being brought in because we have a wide open border. I care about that more than I care about the Yosemite gift shop being open.
There's two Ann Coulters here. There's the Ann Coulter that wrote In Trump We Trust and supported him during the campaign and introduced him. And then there's the other one that acknowledges that all this stuff has been usurped by Wall Street, by people in the administration. They didn't drain the swamp.
That's fair to
He's wading
say.
through the swamp, right? So great, fantastic. Donald Trump talks a good game for people who agree with you. But what the hell does he do?
For 18 months, he said all the right things. He never cared about what Manhattan elite said. And then, bam, Election Day 2016, suddenly all he wants is the approval of Manhattan elites. Who could have seen that coming? But recently, in the last couple of weeks, we've reeled him back. I mean, the one thing I think, not only with Trump, I think especially with Trump, but with anyone, is self-preservation and self-esteem.
So why is he digging his heels in on immigration now?
That's why.
Well, why now?
It is self-preservation because he is dead in the water if he doesn't build that wall. Dead, dead, dead.
This one came out 4 hours ago.
Robinhood is an investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, ETFs, and cryptocurrency.
The impact of the government shutdown felt beyond furloughed workers in Utah City.
Shows the deadlock is hurting U.S. economic growth at twice the rate previously estimated. Part of the reason? Less spending by the 800,000 federal workers who are not being paid. The U.S. Coast Guard commandant tweeted a statement saying this: "This marks the first time in our nation's history that service members in a U.S. armed force have not been paid during a lapse in appropriations."
So unfortunate. And this morning, the administration is recalling some 50,000 federal employees to work without pay. They include flight safety workers and food inspectors, as well as nearly 60% of Internal Revenue Service staff. That's nearly 46,000 IRS employees. They're needed to handle tax returns and refunds. Carter Evans spoke with one IRS worker in Ogden, Utah, the city that has the highest concentration of federal workers in the West. Now, he found that the shutdown's impact goes far beyond the furloughed employees who live there. Carter, we're seeing the ripple effects. Good morning.
Good morning. Behind me, the city proudly displays its slogan that it pays to live in Ogden. Well, that's pretty ironic now, considering this shutdown is causing a lot of economic damage here, and not just for the some 5,000 federal workers who call Ogden home. Sandwiched between federal buildings, normally bustling businesses like Anna Davidson's restaurant are now practically empty.
Every week that it goes on longer, it gets slower, and it's just disheartening. 90% of downtown relies on the federal workers that are down here for breakfast and lunch.
Business is down by half, forcing her to dig into savings to pay her employees. Furloughed IRS employee Emily Roush has gone from dining downtown to delivering meals for DoorDash, driving a car with a broken heater and taking home a quarter of her normal salary.
It's not going to pay all the bills, but at least it's going to buy us groceries and put gas in our vehicles. So,
Whatever it takes,
yeah.
With so many not getting a paycheck at all, Ogden Mayor Mike Caldwell says the local economy is struggling.
People that would typically come down here and go to movies and take their families out are finding ways they can really cut their expenses.
Ogden might have to do that too. Declining sales leads to a loss of tax revenue, which could mean cutbacks for this city of nearly 90,000.
It could be in the millions of dollars, which would be devastating for a community our size. So it's a big deal.
This is really disheartening stuff they're talking about. They're saying that they said that for an entire day, entire towns are being fucking, ghost towns.
They come to an agreement.
Think about the youth in that part of town.
Later today, some 300 IRS workers.
Think about the youth that's living there, how they're being affected by just the
they're
fucking
not
desert,
going to be paid. Emily tells us if she gets the
that's
call
why
to come back
Justin
to work, she's
Bieber.
still going to have to keep her second job because
That's why
she's
Justin
got to
Bieber
keep
is who
some
he
sort
is.
of money coming in. Gail?
Been wandering in the
Carter,
desert
thank you
for
very
fucking
much.
too long, you know. After a while, shit starts to do shit to you. Starts to do really funny things to you after a while. You know, these old ass Edomites everywhere. You can't go down the block without seeing an old person. There's too many of them. So if we see these race wars, you know, it's also gonna be like a age divide. You know, it's gonna be the young against the old against the young. Many ways it already is. Because here's one thing: the old people cannot live without the young people, and the young people need someone to look at. But then again, too, you can't have these so-called whites and these so-called blacks. You can't have them in the same places, in the same institutions. There's no way that the average Edomite 40-year-old man can relate on a macro level or any not even macro, you know, macro out. Excuse me, but you know, forget about macro for just a moment, and on any level, a 40-year-old man cannot really relate to an American, a young man, a young American man. I said it. You know, it's not plausible, especially when you talk about the different cultural backgrounds from the same. I would say it's possible from the same cultural background or similar cultural backgrounds, but you know, the day and age of America where, you know, two people from different walks of life can can talk to each other and see eye to eye for just a brief moment. That's coming, and for lack of a better words, that's coming to an end. You know, the average American who comes from a different cultural walk than you or I, he don't give two shits. You don't give two shits about what's into what. He doesn't give a rat's ass about what's into what. You know, I'm 26 years old. By all means, I should be the most interesting person on the planet, and I feel that I am. But I'm only interested because I'm out here doing the work, being the body of Israel, you know, being a body, being the bread. We living in Rome, you know. And it's funny because they're saying that that you know that we are, they're calling us useless eaters. And really, we're looking at World War III is not going to be fought over gold or anything like that. It's not even going to be fought over water. It's going to be fought. Well, it is going to be fought over resources, but they're fighting the resource that they're fighting for them. They're coming for the kingdom. You know, they want the kingdom. They want the kingdom in every. You can't take the kingdom. The kingdom is not physical. The kingdom is a spiritual kingdom. You know, it's a kingdom in God. It's a kingdom in heaven, and they want it for themselves. And how they go about taking it. Man, you can try to take it all you want. It's spiritual. It was never meant for you to have. So all of these conscious channels, that are not my own, what they're doing is that they're basically they're either buying time, one, you know, even if you're an entertainer, you gotta choose your side, what side you want to be on. You know, you gotta choose your side. Chris Brown bought an armored vehicle for about 400,000. Yeah, he bought a 400, a nice little price tag. Could have been 50. It could have been 50. Could have been 50K cheaper. I'm sure he got it for about 50K cheaper. You can't spend money on 400,000 and not get no type of consolation prize. You know, you might want to get you like a little sidecar for your for your partner in crime. That way he can sit out on the side and start shooting. That way you can be safe, protected on the inside. Right, Chris Brown? Um, you gotta choose what side you want to be on. If you're an entertainer, you want to be funny. At some point, you gotta choose what side you want to be on. If if you go by the name of John X Army, then you already he what he's doing, he's for his own people. I believe he's for his own people. I used to watch his channel. I used to see what he was talking about, and pretty much all y'all niggas is speaking about the same exact shit. Speaking about the black goo, all this black goo. You got the American 2/3 that are still in the mindset of, okay, this is Egypt. I'm gonna practice witchcraft. I'm gonna worship the sun. And to an extent that helps. But what's 2%? We're talking about the kingdom. We're talking about the kingdom, baby. Shake your head no if you can't even imagine what the kingdom is gonna be like. Because I can't. I can't imagine what the kingdom is gonna be like. The kingdom is gonna be beautiful. The kingdom is gonna be perfect, man. We're gonna have armor. We're gonna have armor. That's exactly what I want to do. In the kingdom, we're gonna have armor. We're gonna have spiritual powers. They're gonna be other brothers just like us with spiritual powers to them. We're gonna be the rulers of our own planets. We're gonna have so much things. We're gonna have 1,000 wives if we so choose. Our wives are gonna be they're gonna be living better than anything than 1,000. One day in the kingdom is better than 1,000 of your best days here on earth. Just one, if you can believe it. Just wrap your head around. If you can wrap your head around that, yeah. Fuck rap the news. On that, since we speaking about rap, fuck rap the news, man. All you false prophets, start sending your followers over here. All right, they'll like me. They'll like me a whole lot. Start sending your followers over here. And for the demons, man, for the demons, the devils, I got something for you. My bad. I got something for you. For the devils, we got some some anti-devil raid spray for you, man. Back the hell away. Back up out of here. Back up into your cave. You go. All you devils and you demons, go back underground. All right? Cause my people are sick of you, yo. My people are sick of you. You elites, you globalists, you Rothschilds. Y'all going into slavery. And going into slavery for 1,000 years, and then after that, your whole seed is gonna be disposed of. After that, you're done. The seventh side. After that, you're going into the seventh side where you could rest forever. No one's gonna have to ever think about you. you know. And until then, we're gonna make sure that you reproduce, you stay alive. We're gonna feed you, you know, the scraps, the hog maws, and all the devils that you are. We're gonna feed you to yourselves, so you can see what you taste like. We're gonna do all types of fucked up shit to you, man. The nasty women, the nastiest women. We're gonna set. We will the nasty women. We're gonna give you women. We're gonna give our brothers women. We're gonna give our brothers the most hideous women we can find, the most hideous, monstrous women that we could ever possibly fucking. We're gonna search. We're gonna search the four corners of this earth. We're gonna search the four corners of the earth to find the nastiest women just for you to breed with. All right. We're gonna make sure that your numbers don't dip too low. All right. We're gonna make sure that you're gonna be living good, man. You're gonna be living good inside the you know inside the pig pen. You know, your Howard Shai is gonna come back. It's gonna restore order in about 20 years. 20 years. No one knows the time of the date, but it's gonna feel like it's gonna take 20 years, and really, it might be 20 years. But thankfully, the Lord is condensing. He's condensing this time for us so that way we can receive our birthrights quicker. Cause the way it's looking, man, the way it's looking, like we never gonna get out of here. I'm a targeted individual. You a targeted individual. They are targeted individual. Our so-called black brothers and sisters is real. Our so-called black brothers and sisters, even the young ones, the young boys especially, you are targeted individuals. You gotta always be of that. Of always be cognizant of what the elders say to you. But just because the elder says something, you know, doesn't mean it's true. Every elder has his or her bias. Um, if the elder is not a prophet, which all elders are prophets, if the elder is not a prophet, if the elder is not a man, then you know she's gonna have her bias, but it doesn't change. It doesn't set aside the fact that she is your elder, your personal elder. We are to look after our elders. We are to look after our children. Likewise. So so I'm gonna conclude this one. I'm gonna conclude this one um, with these devils casted away. We're in day 3 of the series, about day 30 of the government shutdown, which is only gonna continue. And I will be back. Excuse my finger. And I'll be back with you with another video sometime today. So stay tuned. And this is kind of like a long ass outro. But yeah, I need to charge my phone.